Hello, Fancher Creek second grade. This is Mrs. Tanaleon here, and in today's lesson, I'm going to show you how to subtract three-digit numbers with regrouping. Now, before we get started, I want to remind you what regrouping means. Regrouping is when we bundle up groups of 10. For example, 10 ones is the same as having 110, and 10 tens is the same as having 100. I'm going to be showing you 4 different strategies for subtraction today. We're going to be using base 10, number line, expanded form, and standard. We are going to be using the same equation for all 4 strategies. 382 subtract 194. Let's get started with the base 10 strategy. For the base 10 strategy, I'm going to be making an HTO chart with a lot of space in between for my drawing. We are going to draw out base 10 blocks for the number with the largest value, and that's 382. So 382 has 3 hundreds, 8 tens, and 2 ones. Now we are not going to be drawing base 10 blocks for the other number, 194, because when we subtract, that is the number that we are going to be taking apart from 382. So let's begin to subtract. We start with the ones place. We need to subtract 4 ones. If you look in the ones place, there are not enough ones to subtract, so we are going to have to regroup. So what I do for subtraction is I go to my tens place and I move one of the tens into the ones. And now that it's in the ones place, I need to draw out the same value as that 110, which is 10 ones. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so I don't get confused, I'm going to scribble that 10 out because I moved it over into the ones place. Now I'm going to subtract 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to count how many ones are left over after subtracting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 ones left. Next, I'm going to go into the tens place, and I need to subtract 9 tens. Well, I didn't have enough tens to begin with, so I'm going to need to regroup again. So I'm going to go over into the hundreds place, and I'm going to regroup one of those hundreds and move it into the tens place. Remember, 100 is the same as 10 tens. So since I'm moving this over, I need to draw 10 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so I don't get confused, I'm going to scribble that out because I moved it. It's still there, but now it's 10 tens instead of 100. So now I can go back and subtract 9 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I need to count after I subtracted how many tens are left over untouched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tens. All right, hundreds place. I need to cross off, subtract 100. Go over here, there are plenty to use. I'm going to cross off 100, and what's left? 100 is left over. My answer is 188. Next, we're going to try the number line strategy. So I'm going to draw out my number line. And when we are subtracting using a number line, what we need to do is start our number line with the number with the least value and end our number line with the number with the greatest value. So the smallest number is 194, and that's going to be my starting point, and the largest number is 382. The reason we do that this way is because we're going to use our related facts to help us add up to subtract. Well, if I look at how we use related facts, when 382 minus 194 is going to be the same as 194 plus a missing number is equal to 382. Now to find that missing number, we are going to jump and skip on our number line to see how many jumps it takes to get to 382. So I'm going to try and add as many numbers as I can in the most easiest way as I can. So I'm going to start with adding 100 because that's easy to add in my head. Now, 100 has no tens and no ones. So I'm going to do 100 plus 100 equals 200. And then the tens and the ones stay the same. So 194 plus 100 is 294. All right, I still need to get to that 382. Well, I can't add another 100 because 294 plus 100 will be 394, and that's way too many jumps. So I'm going to go up to my next easiest number, which is a small little jump to 300. How many jumps did it take to get from 294 to 300? It's only 6 little jumps. So I'm going to write a 6 up there because it's 6 little jumps to get to 300. Now that I'm at 300, I can easily figure out how many jumps it takes to get from 300 to 382. It's actually 82 jumps. So I'm not quite done yet. Now I need to count my jumps all together to figure out what that missing number is. Well, 100 plus 6 plus 82 is kind of hard to add in my head, so I'm going to do 82 plus 6 first. 82 plus 6, if I count in my head, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88. So 82 plus 6 is 88, plus 100, we can easily do that in our head, is 188 jumps. If that's my missing number, then it should be the same as 382 minus 194 equals 188. All right, the next strategy we're going to be using is expanded form. So we are going to stack up the numbers by their place value. Draw little arrows. And remember, expanded form is taking apart the number by the values of each of the digits. So 382 is the same as 300 plus 80 plus 2. Now I know what you're thinking. We're working on subtraction, but I just used plus signs. I'm not subtracting quite yet. I haven't got to that step yet, but for expanded form, we always use plus signs just to show that 382 is the same as, it's the same value as 300 plus 80 plus 2. Okay, we're going to do the same for 194, 100 plus 90 plus 4. And now we're ready to subtract. So we're going to subtract from the top to the bottom, starting with the ones. 2 ones, subtract 4 ones. As you can see from our base 10 strategy, we couldn't do that and we had to regroup. So I'm going to borrow a 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move a 10 over here. 10 plus 2 is 12. And since I moved 1 10 over here, that means I have 1 10 less, leaving me with 70 tens right here. So 12 ones, subtract 4 ones equals 8 ones. I'm going to bring that plus sign down. Now I need to do 70 tens, or not 70 tens, but 70, subtract 90. I can't do 70 subtract 90. I'm going to have to regroup again. I'm going to move 100 over. So if I move 100 over, 100 plus 70 is 170. That means I have 100 less over here, leaving me with 200. Now I'm going to do 170 subtract 90. Still a little hard to do in my head, so what I like to do is, since they both have 0 in the ones place, I'm going to cover up the 0, and what I have left is 17 subtract 9. I can do that in my head. 17 subtract 9 is 8. Now put the 0 that I covered up back in, 80. 170 subtract 90 equals 80. Bring the plus sign down, and I have 200, and remember we're subtracting 100, and I have 100 left. We are still in expanded form. We need to put it back into standard form. 100 plus 80 plus 8 is 188. The last strategy that we are going to do is the standard algorithm strategy. So we're going to stack up the numbers again. 382, 194. And I'm going to add my HTO chart in there because I want to make sure each digit is in the correct place value, which they are. All right, and we start with the ones place. 2 1 subtract 4 1s. I can't do 2 subtract 1. I have to regroup. So what that means is I'm going to move a 10 from over here and move it into the ones place. 10 plus 2 equals 12. And remember, I have 1 left because I moved it over, so there are 7 10s left in that space. 12 subtract 4 is 8 1s. Now I need to do 7 10s minus subtract 9 10s. That's not enough, so I'm going to have to regroup again. I'm going to move 100 over to the tens place. So 10 tens plus 7 tens is 17 tens. And that leaves me with 100 less in the hundreds place. 17 tens minus 9 tens is 8 tens. And last but not least, the hundreds place, what I have left of 2 hundreds subtract 100 is 188. Now those are the 4 strategies that you have a choice to choose from today. Please try each one of them, see which one works best for you. Some will be easy, some will be hard. Some will be easier on different problems. So try them out. This is your toolbox. See which one works best for you. And if you have any questions, please email your teacher. I hope you have a good week. Bye.